We have nonstop and commercial-free football, and not to forget every single touchdown from every single game. We're in Week 13 of the NFL's greatest team season, the series to determine the greatest team in NFL history. Here are 4 of the 9 locations on tap for this Week 13 of Dream Zone. Let's look bigger picture at every single game on Dream Zone today. Walter Payton has been an unstoppable force for the 85 Bears. Chicago plays host to the greatest show on turf, the 99 Rams, today. 11 Texans, 99 Jaguars, led by the league leader in touchdown catchers, Andre Johnson. In a rematch of the Immaculate Reception, the 76 Raiders pay a visit to the 78 Steelers in a must-win out of the AFC, especially for Oakland, who has lost 2 games in a row. Here's the total 9-game docket for Week 13 of the NFL's greatest team season on Dream Zone. Complete highlights, of course, this coming Sunday. 11 Texans at the 99 Jags from Alltel Stadium in a blistery day out of Jacksonville, Florida. 93 degrees, humid and partly cloudy, and Sherrick McManus returns the kickoff to the 30. Here is a complete look at 4 other kickoffs underway on Dream Zone for Week 13 of the greatest team season. 0-11 Lions are at the 88 Bengals at 5-6 this season. Cincinnati still has a glimmer of hope for the playoffs. Not so much for Philadelphia at 3-8. They pay a visit to the 98 Falcons of Atlanta. The 2020 Buccaneers have been rolling with a red-hot Tom Brady playing well to start the season. They pay a visit to Bank of America Stadium. Panthers are reeling, having lost 2 games in a row. Carolina comes in at 7-4. And lastly, on the bottom right, 99 Titans at the 06 Colts. Important game out of the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. The team of the Colts that defeated Tennessee in the first meeting back in Week 5. If they sweep the series, they control their own destiny for the AFC South title, regardless of what the Jags do today against Houston. Cincinnati, due to a fumble, is already in the red zone. And for the first time today, we bring in our broadcast team who's at every site today. Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth, they're live in the rain from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Tackle was made by White. Offense with 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Just gets it away. Touchdown, Bengals.
That just never happened.
The 91 Lions are a complete laughingstock in the league, and that defense, after the fumble, gives up a quick touchdown to Chris Collinsworth in just 3 plays. What a nightmare. Meanwhile, we have 2 other games into the red zone, and here on Dream Zone, we're going to give every red zone trip across the league, so this is going to be a frenetic pace today with so many games simultaneously going on the NFL's greatest team season. Denver has something brewing inside of the Chief 10. Meanwhile, Mark Rippon, who's really struggled this year, he finds Gerald Riggs, the fullback, and he scores. It's a Washington touchdown to cap off an 80-yard drive to put the home team on the board early on the left. Meanwhile, on the right, John Elway has this team driving, and he's picked off by Jarvarius Ward, who gets a block, and Ward's going to score. The Chiefs get a big boost out of the defense on a pick-6 from Charvarius Ward, a rare interception thrown from one of the hottest quarterbacks in the league, John Elway. We go from that to one of the struggling teams out of this conference, the 99 Titans, Steve McNair. He gets a big boost early, finding Kevin Dyson, the wideout from Utah, for a big 55-yard grab in the first quarter.
A great opportunity for the offense here as the big pass play sets them up with 1st and goal. He needs to make a decision.
Pass rush almost got there that time, and he has to feel a little lucky that that ball just fell harmlessly to the turf.
Passes to the end zone. Dyson pulls it in, but is it good? The officials will huddle. The call is not a touchdown.
Tennessee faces 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line, but on the right in our double box, Carolina of 2015 is also marching into the red zone against the 2020 Bucs. McNair finds his fullback for the Tennessee touchdown, and the Titans cap off their opening drive of the game after that key Dyson catch of 55 with the score. Meanwhile, Devin Funchess finds the end zone for Carolina. Quick update out of Arrowhead right away after the pick 6 from Charvarius Ward. Elway finds Marcus Nash on his next attempt, and he's gone for the 75-yard game-tying touchdown. Already a crazy start out of the matchup out of Arrowhead, tied at 7 between the Broncos and the Chiefs in a big AFC West battle. More on that later. Meanwhile, Roy Gerela of the Steelers misses his 10th field goal of the year. We go to Atlanta.
Throws short. The Eagles are getting on a bit of a roll here. Nice play calling and good execution. The defense looks a little confused right now.
Gets the pass away. They bring him down, but it's going to be 1st and goal, Eagles.
There's only a handful of quarterbacks in the league that would even dare that throw. Big, strong.
We return to the double box with Jacksonville's Mark Brunell marching the offense into the red zone. End of the first quarter out of the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. We have no score out of that game between the 17 Eagles, who come into the game a brutal 3-8 on the year. But the offense has marched inside of the Atlanta 5. It should be noted the Eagles are a putrid 25th in red zone offense. Tavian Banks scores the touchdown for the high-powered Jaguars red zone offense and have scored the first points of that one against Houston. On 1st and goal, Carson Wentz, who's had a tough season, throws an incomplete pass. The Eagles quarterback comes into the game in the bottom 10 in nearly every conceivable passing category this season, and he battles the Atlanta Falcons, who are fresh off of a 29-17 convincing win against the Bucs last week, who give up a touchdown themselves. Greg Olsen finds the end zone for Carolina, and the Panthers have jumped on the Buccaneers early. A huge game for Carolina. They would take a 2-game lead with the tiebreaker over Tampa in the head-to-head, having swept the Bucs with a win. Not to mention Carolina would improve to 4-1 against the NFC South. They go a long way towards clinching a playoff spot with a win against the Buccaneers. We go from the double box to the quad box, and we're going to be doing this a lot with 9 games going on simultaneously. There's going to be plenty of red zone action simultaneously. We're live on Dream Zone every single touchdown from every single game, along with nonstop and commercial-free football. Terrell Davis on the top left has gone over 1,000 yards this season, and he is certainly on the short list of MVP candidates in this great league. Oakland at Pittsburgh, St. Louis at Chicago, and Houston at Jacksonville. We'll give you audio to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth, who somehow is in 9 places at the same time. So for every single touchdown from every single game, we'll begin with audio out of Arrowhead as they head into the second quarter of a wild football game from Kansas City.
Tries for the end zone. Smith makes the catch. Hold on. This one might not be good. This will not be a touchdown. They hand it off. Is it a touchdown? The call is touchdown. The Broncos started at their own 30 and used 4 plays for the score.
When you talk about guys who can make people miss, his name is right at the top of that list. Really incredible elusiveness.
Out of the quad box, we just saw a missed field goal from Oakland, a Walter Payton touchdown run for Chicago, then a made field goal from Houston's Neil Rackers to wrap up the red zone action across those 4 games. From rainy Chicago, we go full. Payton and the Bears are driving near the red zone early in the second quarter. On the call of this one, Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth.
It was enough to move the chains. He needs to make a decision. He's dragged down on the play.
Good coverage and good push by the Rams.
Throws it. Comes down with it. Touchdown, Chicago. McMahon tosses his 10th touchdown of the year.
There isn't much debate about who's the fastest defensive player of the 1990s. It was Hall of Fame corner Darrell Green. And when he picked off Drew Brees here in the second quarter, he was gone. Third defensive touchdown this season, tied with Pittsburgh's Ron Johnson for the most in football. And the Redskins are jumping all over New Orleans early in this one. Same story for the host 98 Falcons, led by one of the best backs in the game. Jamal Anderson, the veteran from Utah, sheds a tackle and scores for the Falcons. Plenty of action underway on Dream Zone, so we head to the RCA Dome between the 99 Titans and the 06 Colts, division rivals. Indianapolis with a win would basically eliminate Tennessee, and Peyton Manning's doing whatever he can to make that happen. He finds a die on the screen pass, 22nd touchdown pass of the season from Hall of Famer Peyton Manning. Plenty of action underway early on Dream Zone, so with a quick break, let's check out the scores across the league. We've seen Peyton and the Bears with one of those touchdowns keyed by a special teams takeaway. They lead St. Louis 14-0. Another blowout underway from the nation's capital. Redskins up 14-0. There's the complete scores for Dream Zone. Let's go full to Charlotte between the 6-5 Bucks and the 7-4 Panthers.
They're going to pitch it. Allen makes the tackle. He hasn't had a good first half at all. Just can't seem to get through this defense. Brady will hand it off. He fights forward to about the 13 before he's dropped by a host of tacklers. The pass is away. Evans has 6. Wait, the officials will huddle. They're saying no score on the play.
We bring out the quad box again. 4 more teams already in the red zone yet again. Let's begin on the top left. From Charlotte, Ronald Jones of the Buccaneers powers his way to the end zone, and it looked like he scored for a team really struggling in the red zone this season. That was a big play. Top right, Anthony Sherman puts the Chiefs inside the 5. They've got something brewing. Meanwhile, on the bottom right, Ben Tate, the Houston tailback, on the pitch play, scores the touchdown. We have a new team into the red zone. From the top left, from Cincinnati, Detroit is marching inside of the Bengal 5-yard line. We see on the bottom left, the Rams have just been denied a red zone trip, so they'll have to settle for a field goal. So much action underway right now on Dream Zone. Couple of kickoffs underway here between the Chiefs and the Broncos. There is Denver's return man, Von Ebron. Meanwhile, Alvis with Ted on the bottom right for Jacksonville. It is a kickoff return touchdown, first this year in Dream Zone, as he goes 102 yards for the Jaguars score. Craziness underway on Dream Zone. 4 teams inside of the red zone. Another one scores. Brett Perriman of Detroit. So much going on simultaneously as we catch our breath. A quick update out of Atlanta. Jamal Anderson, the best back on the field right now in Dream Zone, scores another touchdown. 136 yards all-purpose for Anderson. Philadelphia tried to bounce back, and Wentz, who's played well early, throws a brutal interception in the red zone. William White picks him off. Wentz has thrown the second most picks in the league this year, but in this game, he's racking up the yardage, second only to Houston's Matt Schaub early in this first half in Dream Zone top passers. Wrapping up the top 3, we saw him with a big play to Dyson to begin Dream Zone. That is Tennessee's Steve McNair. Wild game from Arrowhead. Mahomes and Elway are both playing well, but let's transition back to the top to Houston. 99 Jags play host to the 11 Texans. We've got a barn burner with a return touchdown, too, between Houston's Matt Schaub and Jacksonville's Mark Brunell.
Throws it. He catches it and is tackled immediately. Jones brings in his 30th catch of the season. Rolling right. He gets in for 6. The Texans cap off.
The 2011 Texans were the first team in franchise history to make the playoffs, and even down Andre Johnson for most of the season, that team was really good, and they are beating Brunel in a barn burner right now by a field goal. Quad box, let's go to audio out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
The Raiders are doing a pretty good job in the passing game. The receivers are finding some space in the secondary, and the ball is getting there on time.
Touchdown Raiders. The Raiders use 5 plays to go about 75 yards before getting it into the end zone for 6.
As long as it's not a negative play, it's a positive play.
And he makes it. Here's your sprint drive summary. So that will make the score the Saints 3, the Washington Redskins 14. Hands it off. What a shot!
Well, that's just a big run stop right there. You have a very proud defensive line that was just going to take control of that situation.
Plenty of good football games across the league, but we're keeping our eyes out of that football game out of Arrowhead. Plenty of points already, just an insane start from Mahomes and Elway. Meanwhile, Tom Brady has the Bucs inside of the red zone.
And he's hit as he throws.
Good pressure that time, and they forced a bad throw. Not much he could have done with the pocket collapsing like that.
Hit on the pass. There you go. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers punch it in after going nearly 60
An impressive touchdown pass from Tom Brady, and Chris Chandler does the same, but the drive sparked by penalties, and Atlanta is jumping all over Philadelphia. Similar to that game, we have another critical penalty on Oakland, who did a great job early avoiding the penalties this season, but commits a huge mistake. Untimed play to end the half. Girella would hit a field goal to make the score 7-6 due to that pass interference. There's a look at that field goal from Girella. More action out of the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. Kevin Dyson has had a tough season, but has made up for it in this one. A 66-yard touchdown grab against the struggling Colts defense. Currently, Dyson is the receiving yards leader late in the first half on Dream Zone. Torrey Smith has also gone over 100 yards. We saw Marcus Nash make a big touchdown grab for Denver to begin the scoring for the Broncos, and there is the full receiving yardage leader of Dream Zone. Meanwhile, let's check out the scores overall. Many of these games are currently at the half. Every single touchdown from every single game will give you across the league red zone action, as well as we are about midway through Dream Zone right now. Crazy football game out of Arrowhead, as you can see towards the bottom. 21-17 Chiefs. Let's check out that game and another one from Jacksonville. Houston leads it 17-14. Matt Schaub has caught fire against that Jags defense with 209 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, from Arrowhead, Elway and Mahomes have both gone over 150 yards. Plenty of offense in that one. Meanwhile, for the 99 St. Louis Rams, we haven't seen much offense for them against the vaunted 85 Bears. But they do have something brewing. We go full to them. Tom and Chris to begin the second half for the Rams.
1st and 10. He throws left, brings it in.
Good job all the way around by the defense that time. Not only did they have the deep routes completely covered there, but they also had the check down well within their grasp.
Passes it. Frazier makes the tackle.
The Bears weren't going to go the entire game without that guy catching at least one ball. But so far, they've done a pretty good job of containing him here today.
Here's the halfback. He lost yardage on the play.
Yeah,
We go back to the double box as Mark Brunell begins the second half with a big pass play to his favorite receiver. That's the Pro Bowler Jimmy Smith, who's on pace for around 1,000 yards this season for Jacksonville. Incredible year for him. Meanwhile, St. Louis, their last drive this close ended with a missed field goal. We'll see if they can cap this one off with some points, preferably for them a touchdown. Brunell throws to the end zone, and that pass is incomplete. Meanwhile, on the left, Warner's taking an end zone shot, and that is dropped, epitomizing the struggles for that offense today in the rain. Wilkins going to give another field goal shot here, and that kick is no good. He hooked it to the left. Wilkins has had a brutal day. Similar to that, the Detroit Lions have had a brutal performance too, as Boomer Esiason comes right out in the second half with a big 67-yard touchdown pass to Stanley Wilson, the veteran from Oklahoma. Just over a minute into the second half of that one, Bengals jump in front 14-7, sloppy conditions out of Southern Ohio. Atlanta has jumped all over Philadelphia, and it's getting even worse for Doug Peterson's group. O.J. Santiago, 4 grabs for 79 yards and a touchdown. This grab sets up a goal line score just 2 plays later from Chris Chandler's Falcons. Meanwhile, from Pittsburgh, Franco Harris. We all remember him crabbing the pass off the deflection and scoring in the AFC title game, the Immaculate Reception, that is. Same sideline, same angle of the field against the same team, gone for the score. Franco Harris is now second among all Dream Zone rushers in yards with 99 and a touchdown. Jamal Anderson's been ridiculous. There's the full rushing list. Tom and Chris from the RCA Dome.
Yeah, that's the kind of pass pattern I used to always love to run, because if the defense is even a little bit lax in their coverage, it's pretty easy to get that one in there.
Short throw to the left. Reggie Wayne now has 5 catches. A dive to ball carrier. A dive gets about 4 yards on the play.
Commercial-free football, every single touchdown from every single game. It's Week 13 Dream Zone of the NFL's greatest team season. Nick Rice in hand. 9 games going on simultaneously, 2 inside of the red zone. Pittsburgh's put together a great drive. Meanwhile, Manning has the Colts inside of the 10.
Passes to his left. It'll be 1st and goal. Harrison makes his 3rd grab. Bradshaw gives it up the middle. Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. A gain of 3 yards.
And that's why you send all those guys.
Here's the give. Rhodes fumble. Who's going to come up with this one? Utah gets his hand on it and scoops it up.
I'm not really sure who got to that ball first. I think it changed possessions a few times at the bottom of that pile, but the offense came away with it, and they earned it.
Dumps it out left.
Peyton Manning is really just born to play this position.
John Elway is also just born to play the quarterback position. With the Broncos down at the half, he come right back out with a big 75-yard score to his Hall of Fame back, Terrell Davis. What a football game out of Arrowhead, as Elway's gone over 200 yards. Meanwhile, from rainy Cincinnati, the Bengals are back on the board. First grab of the game from Eddie Brown, and it is a house call. Good for 79 yards for the most dangerous receiver in the league, Eddie Brown of Cincinnati. Several blowouts underway. Chicago up by 2 scores. Atlanta up by 4 scores over Philadelphia. Meanwhile, towards the bottom, Denver and Kansas City are tied, similar to Tampa Bay and Carolina.
Before he's gang tackled. And this is the 9th play of the current drive. Throws it short. 3rd down coming up after that incompletion. Dumps it out left, and it's completed.
The Panthers have been unstoppable when they go to the pass. You'd think the defense would make some kind of adjustment at halftime, but so far that just doesn't seem to be the case.
They go with the run. The stop was made by Whitehead. Stewart gets about 4 yards on the play. Hit as he throws. Short throw to the left. Again was the intended receiver. This is the 13th play of this drive.
Service ambassador, usher, or security person.
They'll give it off here. Touchdown, Carolina.
Well, we're certainly not at the end of this game, but
That Bucs offense is rolling. Meanwhile, for the Rams, it's been a tough day for them, but they do get a boost out of Todd Light and the defense with the interception. Rams have lost 2 in a row, and at the end of 3, down 14-0 at Chicago.
get that ball back for the offense. That one really could have gone either way.
He throws short. They make the stop, but the Saints will have first and goal. And this receiver just loves it when the defense is in man coverage.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than when you're coming off the ball and you know it's just you and the guy across from you. That's just good old-fashioned football, but you also know typically when you get man coverage, your quarterback is under pressure.
Again with the carry. Crosses the plane. Well, we'll wait to see. They say, yes, it is a touchdown.
I'm trying to think of any scenario that they don't go for the two-point conversion here. I really think that's the right call.
And he's in for 2. And that was just how they drew it up. Nice job.
You might want to close your eyes if you're an Eagles fan. Carson Wentz, his bad day's gotten even worse. Taken down for a safety. Philadelphia's given up 20 sacks this season, and they're second today. So many points in this one between Elway and Mahomes. We go full to the ball game out of Arrowhead late in the third, tied at 24 between the Broncos and the Chiefs. Denver comes in 7-4, Kansas City 5-6, and they have lost 3 games straight, have the Chiefs. Here's Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth. It's the Broncos and the Chiefs from Arrowhead.
Hit on the pass.
Well, the defense didn't get the sack, but they got the next.
Broncos are inside of the red zone, but so are the Rams. Could this be the time they finally break through against that Chicago defense?
Passes to the end zone. Tipped away. Gets the pass away. And he makes the catch. Touchdown. And that'll be his 3rd scoring strike of the game.
3 touchdowns on the day now. Not perfect today.
Passes it out. He catches another. Another positive game, and that gives him 100 yards receiving for the game.
And you know, it's not just a couple of routes that he runs to deal with play action.
He jumps, makes the catch, touchdown. And that'll be his 3rd scoring strike. Bruce has it, but wait, they'll have to discuss this first.
Just a great route that time. No way that he wasn't going to catch that.
Those were points the Rams had to have. 23rd touchdown of the season from Kurt Warner. Also, Tennessee's taking the lead in a barn burner against the Colts. Atlanta, plenty of points for them against the hapless 2017 Eagles. This game is already over, but we haven't seen full much of the 98 Falcons today. So let's give you more action. Of course, a penalty here on Atlanta's Calvin Collins hurts their chances. But it's 3rd and 10 for Chandler and the Falcons, leading 30-3. On the call from the Georgia Dome, Tom Hammond, Chris Collinsworth.
Hands it to the back. Tackle was made by Graham.
Yeah, and for a minute it looked like he might slip out of there, but the defense got there. The pursuit was all over it, and they made a nice stop.
And it's good. Here's your sprint drive summary.
Dream Zone scoreboard update after that Atlanta field goal. They lead it by 30 against Philadelphia. Here's the rest of the games. It's going to get pretty crazy here on Dream Zone as we give you simultaneous finishes to all these games. Sit back and relax, nonstop and commercial-free for the remainder of Dream Zone as we give you every single touchdown from every single game. Top left in the 4th quarter. We'll give you audio of that now. Chiefs are inside of the red zone to begin the 4th against a struggling defense in Denver.
As the 4th quarter begins. Just gets that one away. They make the stop, but not before he gives the cheese. Short throw to the right. Not able to make the catch in traffic. Third down coming up after that incomplete pass. Up the middle.
You can disrupt his timing enough to cause a throw like that.
Smith was there to bring him down. He'll try the end zone. Cornell has done a great job leading this offense through the air as he connects once again for the score. He now has thrown for 20 on the season.
Schwartz doesn't like the call on the field, so he's going to have them take another look at it.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is overturned.
And this one will go in favor.
As we flip some of the games around here in the quad box, Detroit, if they want to win their first game of the season, they need to score a touchdown on this drive, and they certainly get a break with that review call. Meanwhile, Philadelphia has something brewing against the team that has humiliated them with the Atlanta Falcons. Carson Wentz is nearing 300 yards passing today, the former North Dakota State star. But Doug Peterson, the head coach of the Eagles, came into the week saying, if I don't see some dramatic improvement, we might go with a quarterback change, which would be intriguing because Nick Foles, when Wentz went down with the injury, he came in week 14. His first start was at the Giants in that 2017 season. Next week, Philadelphia visits the Giants.
The offense out there for this 4th and goal situation. They'll need 6 for the score. Passes, end zone.
Green holds it in, but is it good? The officials will huddle. The call is touchdown.
A massive touchdown late in that one from Cincinnati for the Lions, Willie Green. We give you the finishes of all these games simultaneously on Dream Zone, so more Red Zone action. Of course, that Broncos-Chiefs game is far from finished. Meanwhile, New Orleans, Garrett Hartley blows a field goal here with the Saints desperate for points late in that one. So Washington gets a shot against those Saints to take the late lead. Penalty out of the game from Chicago, but let's return to the ball game out of RFK between the Saints and the Redskins. Big finish there.
Dumps it out right.
Little 7-yard throws like that have really become the staple.
It's the tailback.
Well, that's what happens when defensively you get every gap covered. There is simply nowhere to go with the football. No chance for the running back that time.
Is there for the catch.
The Broncos are getting on a bit of a roll here. Nice play calling and good execution.
It's just an incredible game out of Arrowhead as these defenses can't stop anybody. Meanwhile, in the top right, a blown field goal from Arrowman basically ends the game for Oakland. Meanwhile, as we switch out of that game out of Chicago, congratulations to the 85 Bears, led by Peyton. Chicago runs into the win column. They are now 9-3 overall this year and appear to be well on their way to the postseason. Meanwhile, Brady throws an incompletion. That game is essentially over for Tampa Bay. The Panthers would take a massive lead in the NFC South as long as they could chew up the clock. Panthers should improve to 8-4 this year. Jacksonville's denied a touchdown on the bottom right. Meanwhile, we go back to the top right. The Broncos have marched inside of the 15-yard line, and they have nearly scored with Rod Smith. Fumble on the play from Tampa Bay and Carolina. Jonathan Stewart coughs it up, and it is recovered by the Buccaneers. Massive takeaway by Tampa Bay. Brady gets another shot with just a few seconds left in that game. We'll give you the finish on the top left of that one. Insane finish out of Charlotte. They could force overtime with a touchdown here from Brady, but they've only got a few seconds left. 4th down to the bottom left. Peyton Manning to save the game. He's incomplete. Samara Roll knocks it away from Fletcher, and Tennessee's going to pull off the upset and end their 4-game slide in the AFC South. Meanwhile, all for that takeaway. Tampa Bay is marching against the Panthers. They have 1 second to go. It's all down to this, a touchdown, or this one's over.
It's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on their left side, they throw it to the right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
That's all from Bank of America Stadium. Our post-game wrap-up is next.
A breathtaking finish. The Panthers nearly blew it. Meanwhile, we're in overtime from RFK Memorial Stadium, but Marcus Colston might have just driven the Saints into the win column. They're in position for a game-winning Garrett Hartley field goal. Massive catch for the former undrafted free agent from Hofstra. Speaking of big catches, Pringles celebrating inside of the 5. Hartley missed it. And the game continues from Washington. We give you audio out of Arrowhead. Big finish to this drive from Mahomes and the Chiefs.
He'll try the end zone. That passing touchdown gives him 3 for the game.
Terrific play call that time by the offensive coordinator to take advantage of that weakness.
He gets popped as he throws. A gain of 6 yards on the play.
Well, that's a good feeling as a quarterback right there. You see a blitz like that coming, and you get the ball out of there and pick up the first down. Now is a good...
They get him at the 28-yard line.
I love this situation. A touchdown wins it for the offense. A stop wins it for the defense. Here we go. This is it.
Rolls right. He goes up high for the catch.
Yeah, he scored a few style points with that one, but more importantly, they pick up the first down.
Denver takes a timeout, and they'll have 2 remaining.
Should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible and only came away with a short gain.
He's dropped.
Really good work by the Saints.
It's 4th down. The Redskins line up to punt.
It's really been a disastrous game for Washington. They led it 14-0, then the offense has gone scoreless 11 drives in a row. Cincinnati has knocked out Detroit with this pick 6 to seal it from David Fulcher. Bengals are now 6-6. Lions 0-12.
Passes on the move. To the 10. He's knocked out at the 3-yard line.
That was a rocket throw right there. And I tell you, you always hear about just how strong this guy's arm is. And boy, there it was on display.
First down, goal to go after that big gain through the air. They'll give it off here.
The Broncos were tested big time, but they got the touchdown, and now they're up by 2. This is really some game. Trying to take it all the way on any play.
Looked like someone might have jumped. First down now. They'll be looking for 6 points here. And he got it. The Saints have won. And with that, the score is the Saints 17, the Washington Redskins 14.
Pressure to make something happen in a hurry now. They're probably going to have to get down around that 33-yard line to have a shot at this game-tying field goal.
Throws it. Catches it, and he's dropped. They'll need about 3 yards here on 2nd down. Short pass. And he's drilled at the 39-yard line. That's all from Kansas City. Highlights are coming up next.
Week 13 of the NFL's greatest team season, Dream Zone, is in the books. We had our first overtime game in Dream Zone, won by New Orleans 17-14. Maybe the game of the year, 2 runs down. Denver 41, Kansas City 38. And now let's check out the top passers And without much surprise, the top two were out of that game from Arrowhead. 399 for Elway and 370 for Mahomes. What a performance for those two guys, and Shaw routes out the top three passers for Dream Zone Week 13. Meanwhile, leading rushers for Dream Zone, Jamal Anderson of Atlanta, Franco Harris for Pittsburgh, and Walter Payton out of Chicago. Bears with a win are now 9-3 this year. Meanwhile, our leading receiver is none other than Rob Gronkowski, 6 for $130 and 2 touchdowns. Had Brady found him more on target in the end zone, Bucks send the Panther game into overtime. A tough break for them. That is it. 49 touchdowns were scored on Dream Zone, and here's every one. Every single touchdown from every single game.
Welcome to Atlanta. I'm Tom Hammond. Beside me in the booth, Chris Collinsworth. Thanks for being with us for this Week 13 matchup between the Falcons and the Eagles. Gets the pass away. They'll get in for the touchdown. He throws right, brings it in. Touchdown, Washington. There you go. Is there for the catch. End zone. Ward has it.
And you just have to be smarter than that. You're in a good position on the field, and you just can't simply give it back to the other team.
Throws it short. Touchdown. Just gets it away. Touchdown, Bengals. Throws it. And he caught it. Breaks free. At the 40. At the 30. Touchdown, Denver. Just got that one off. Rolling right. Screen pass to the back. At the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Colts. The Colts go 60 yards in just 3 plays. They give it to the tailback. They can't bring him down, and he's in. Tosses it out. Inside the 30, to the 10. Touchdown, Atlanta. Goes for the end zone. Watkins brings it in. Touchdown. Gets the pass away. Green gets the pick. No one in front of him. Touchdown, Washington. And just like that, they make it a 2-possession game. Throws it. Comes down with it.
And only came away with a short game.
Halfback screen. At the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Into the end zone for a touchdown. Tosses it out. Touchdown, Texans. Give to the tailback. They hand it off. The call is touchdown. The Broncos started at their own 30 and used 4 plays for the score. At the 30, at the 40, across midfield, at the 40, to the 20. He returns this one all the way. Touchdown.
Passing game. The receivers are finding some space in the secondary, and the ball is getting there on time.
He gets in for 6.
4 seconds against the blitz, and it is awfully tough to try and cover that.
Throws it short. Touchdown, Falcons. Hit on the pass. There you go. The pass is away. He's down the sideline. To the 10. Touchdown, Titans. To the end zone.
Touchdown, Detroit.
Harris takes the pitch. At the 40, at the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Tries for the end zone. He'll get it again.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Dumps it out left.
Pulls it in, and he wants more.
Inside the 30, to the 20.
Hit as he passes. He jumps, makes the catch, touchdown.
They'll give it off here.
Touchdown, Carolina.
Throws it. Pass is complete. He's down the sideline. Inside the 30. To the 10.
Offensive, you can't stop the run, and you have to deal with play action.
He jumps, makes the catch, touchdown.
He can run the good underneath routes, but he can also take you over the top as well. So you have to give him those little throws.
Bruce has it, but wait. They'll have to discuss this first.
Again with the carry.
Tosses the plane. Well, we'll wait to see. They say, yes, it is a touchdown.
You get beat like that and still keep trying to hand the football off.
Makes the catch. To the 20. To the 10. He'll try the end zone. Passes the ball. He goes up high for the catch. Gets the pass away.
Throws it deep. He completes it.
It's a whole new game now, Chris. Tries for the end zone.
He came down with it. Touchdown.
They hand it off. At the 40, at the 30, to the 20, to the 10.
That kind of a shot.
Halfback screen. Passes, end zone.
Green pulls it in, but is it good? The officials will huddle. The call is touchdown.
He'll try the end zone. That passing touchdown gives him 3 for the game. Moves to his right.
The safety comes away with it. Breaking free. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
And that will make his second of the game.
And I know what he's thinking out there. He's trying to push the ball down the field, but you can't do that.
They'll give it off here.
The Broncos were tested big time, but they got the touchdown, and now they're up by 2. This is really some game.